Welcome to video 2 for Algebra 1. We are combining like terms, simplifying expressions, and I have a few things for you to keep in mind while you're doing that. So let's get started. When we're talking about combining like terms, first we need to remember what are terms, right? So I'll use this problem that we're going to do together as an example. 2c minus 12c cubed minus 5c to the fourth plus 7c plus 10c to the fourth. So each one of these, I underline them individually because they are terms, okay? So 2c is a term. If there was a plus 5 at the end, that would also be a term. It doesn't have to have a variable to have it to be a term, it just has to have a number, okay? Or it could be a variable by itself, because we know that variables by themselves have an invisible coefficient of 1, right? So 2c is a term. Negative 12c cubed is a term. Negative 5c to the fourth is a term. So on and so forth, okay? So when we're combining like terms, that means we're only combining the ones that are the same, okay? So what makes them the same? Well, c and c cubed. So here I have 1c. Well, I have 2 c's. Here I have 12 c cubes. So let's say, for instance, that c equals apples and c cubed equals oranges. So if I'm asking you to add up how many apples I have, and you add up the apples and the oranges, then you told me how much fruit I have. Okay, so if I want to know, only want you to combine the ones that are the same. So these ones are the only ones. So let's say c to the fourth is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Okay, tricky one. So c to the fourth is bananas, c is apples, and c to the third, or c cubed, is oranges. So if I want you to combine only the ones that are the same fruit, how would you do that? Well, I would have 2c, I have a c cubed, c to the fourth, c to the fourth. So I got 2 apples here and 7 apples here. So 2 plus 7 is 9c. Okay, so 9 apples, 9c. I'm going to cross out those terms because I've already used them and I don't want to get confused. Okay, so let's go on to oranges. I've got oranges here because my c cubes are oranges. I've got negative 12 oranges here. I've got, c to the fourth, that's a banana. That's a banana. So I don't have any other terms to combine this with, so I'm just going to bring it down. Okay? Negative 12c cubed. That negative sign goes with the number behind it. Okay? So if you see a positive or a negative, a plus or minus, that link all these together, the signs go with the term that is to the right of it. Okay? So over here, this is an invisible plus sign because this is a positive 2c. Okay, so I'm done with that one, so I'm going to cross it out. Next, I'm going to do bananas, right? So negative 5c to the fourth, or negative 5 bananas, plus 10c to the fourth, or 10 bananas. So I have negative 5 bananas plus 10 bananas. This is one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about, to remind you to remember the rules of operations with integers, okay? You all have a sheet in your math folders, hopefully. If you don't, I can get you one, that has the rules of when you add and subtract positive and negative numbers, and when you multiply and divide positive and negative numbers, because we all know from class that it's really specific. So if I have negative 5 bananas plus 10 bananas, then I end up with positive 5 bananas, right? So I'm going to do a plus 5c to the fourth. Okay? I'm going to cross those out, and I can see that I've used all my terms because I crossed them out as I went. So my answer, my simplified answer, is 9c minus 12c cubed plus 4c to the fourth. Here's one more step I want you to take. I want you to distribute like we didn't have to distribute, but if there is distributing, do that. Combine the like terms like we just did, then put it in standard form. Okay, we talked about standard form in video 1. That means that the term with the highest power goes first, and they go down from there. So the term with the highest power here is going to be 5c to the fourth, right? So we're going to write it like this. 5c to the fourth minus 12c cubed, right? Because 3 is bigger than 1. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see this. Plus 9c. Okay? So that's going to be our answer. Okay, so we combined all our like terms. In essence, we simplified the expression. Okay? Things you're going to need to remember are rules of operations with integers. If you don't have that paper, email me, because I can email your parents a PDF. Okay? They can print it, or you can just look at it on the computer, and you'll be good to go. Okay, and then put it in standard form. We're going to do one more example because I want to show you what we have to do when we distribute, because I know that that is one that when we see it at first, after not doing it for a while, we get a little freaked out. Okay, so I'm going to erase this one. Oh, sorry, my board's all wobbly. Okay, good enough, right? Okay, our next problem, let's use a different color. Spice it up a little for you. 2 times g cubed times, remember that parenthesis means times, right? Plus 2g minus, maybe I should go more to the side, minus 4g times g squared plus 5. Okay, we're going to get into something else when we do this side over here that we're going to touch on, but but we're going to go deeper into it later. So just a warning for you. Okay, so first we have to distribute, right? We can't start combining all these terms because we've got parentheses and we've got things that are not with all the things they need to be with, so we need to first distribute, okay? So when we distribute, we take that, we take that 2, we multiply it by g cubed, so it becomes 2g cubed, and we take that 2, we multiply it by 2g, so it becomes positive 4g, right? So when we're multiplying, we can combine terms that are not the same, right? Because here we have just a number by itself. We have a g cubed and we have a g. So when we multiply, we can combine terms that are not the same, but we cannot add or subtract terms that are not alike, okay? So here, 2 times g cubed became 2g cubed. 2 times 2g became 4g. Okay, I'm going to put my subtraction sign over, well, yeah. I'm going to put my subtraction sign. But I have to remember when I'm distributing this 4g that I'm distributing a negative 4g, not a positive one. So my answers have to coincide with that, okay? So here, 4g times g squared. When we do this, we add the exponents. Okay, when you multiply the bases, you add the exponents. So here, I'm going to put it over here so you can see it real clearly. 4g times g squared. So I'm going to multiply these. That's going to give me, remember there's an invisible coefficient of 1, so 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, and now, because I'm multiplying a g times g squared, there's an invisible 1 up there, right? So 1 plus 2 is 3, so it's going to become 4g cubed. Okay, that's the only way that you can change the exponents of the variables is when you're multiplying. Okay, then you add the exponents. When you're adding the terms, you don't change the exponents, only when you're multiplying. Okay, I know it's weird, it's a little confusing, we'll get there. Okay, so negative 4g cubed. Okay, so I distributed that there. Now I need to distribute this one there. 4g times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. Remember, it's negative 4g times 5. I should put that there too. So negative 20, and there's no g's there, just that one g there, so g. Okay, so that was just step 1, distributing. And I went through it a little slowly because there are a few things that we haven't really gone over yet that much, okay? So when you are multiplying terms, you add the exponents. When you are adding terms, you do not change the exponents, okay? Here, now that we have distributed, we can combine any terms that are alike. So we have a g cubed, a g, another g cubed, and another g. So let's look at the g cubed first, because I want to put it in standard form, so I'm going to start with the highest power, then I don't have to rewrite it at the end. So 2g cubed minus 4g cubed. Here we are again, having to remember our rules of operations with integers, right? Because I have a positive 2 minus 4, which is bigger than it. So if you think about your number line, if I have 2 and I subtract 4, here I am at 2, here I am at 2, here's 0. I'm trying to make it, it's flipped, so I'm not going to be able to do it that way. Okay, so here's my number line. Here's 0, here's 2, okay? So if I'm at 2 and I'm going to subtract 4, then I'm going to the left 4, because when we subtract, we go to the left, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have negative 2g cubed. Okay? Does that make sense, hopefully? This is all, we've done all that before, so this is a review. So 2g cubed, negative 2g cubed. So I'm going to cross out my terms as I go, right? I'm crossing out that negative because it only applies to the 4g cubed now because there are no parentheses, okay? So now I have 4g minus 20g. Okay, here I am again. I really don't want to draw a number line up to 20 both ways. That's crazy, right? Or it takes a lot of time. You could do it. So if you remember your rules of your integers, when you are subtracting integers or adding integers, you subtract and you take the sign of the bigger number. Okay, so 4 minus 20, if we were subtracting, we'd say 20 minus 4, which is 16, but we need to keep the sign of the bigger number, which is 20. So negative 16g. Okay, and remember, we keep our variables and exponents the same here because we're adding and subtracting. We only change them when we're multiplying. Okay, so our answer for that one is negative 2g cubed minus 16g. Okay, and that's already in standard form for you. The highest power is first and so on. Okay, so if you have questions, let me know. It might be a good idea if you're not sure what just happened, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed with all the steps, go back and watch the video again. Okay? Now I'm going to show you your assignment. It's only 4 problems because I know they have a lot of steps, so I didn't want to do too many. Okay, so I'm going to zoom it in. You can get a piece of paper and pencil and write it down. You can pause the video here if that's helpful. Okay, it says 2a squared minus 8a squared plus 5a cubed minus 11a squared. Okay, number 2 is negative 4d to the 8th minus 3 plus 5d to the 4th minus 8d to the 8th plus 7. Number 3, here's our distributing one, okay? 10 times 3t squared plus 2t to the 4th, close the parenthesis, minus 5 parenthesis t cubed plus 2, close the parenthesis. Okay, number 4, 9m cubed plus m plus 2m squared minus 3m cubed. That says cubed. I know it's a little messy. Okay? So hopefully you took the time to pause that, write that down. That is the assignment that you'll show me in our Zoom meeting, not on Friday because we don't have Zoom meetings Friday for Good Friday, so Monday. You can show me your assignments. You can also take pictures of them and email me. I've gotten a lot of emails from people with the assignments. I love it. Good job. I'm going to put my email address up here for you to copy, just in case we lost it, we're not sure where to find it, Mom and Dad aren't sure where to find it. Okay, Lauren, Loran, Feldbauer, Feldbauer, at psacademyarizona.com. Okay, hopefully my hand was not shaky enough if you paused it. Okay, remember that Zoom class meetings with me are Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. for questions about math, at 12 noon for social time. Okay, I love to see your guys' faces. Please pop in. If you want to just come to a couple, you want to come to all of them, whatever works, but make sure if you go to the 9 a.m. ones, it's because you have questions, okay? Because that one's not really for social. So if there are students in there who need help along with students who don't, then the ones who do need help may not get it, okay? So make sure if you come to the 9 a.m. one, then you have questions, okay? You should be good to go. I will see you guys Monday. Thanks.